Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I have a truly spectacular game I want to share with you. This game was played in 1912 and this game is considered to be one of the best chess games in chess history. People were so impressed by the last move of the black that they actually started throwing money to the players. That's how good this game is and I'm sure you will love it. Also, at the end of this video I prepared a chess puzzle for you, so hopefully you will be able to solve it. If you like this game, please make sure to leave a like, comment and share the video because it helps me a lot with the YouTube algorithm and it helps me fulfill my dream of becoming a full-time YouTuber. Thank you so much in advance, and without further ado we will go straight into the game. Our today's game was played in 1912 between Stefan Levitsky, who was playing with black, and Frank Marshall, who was playing with black pieces. Stefan Levitsky opened the game with d4 and Frank Marshall replied with e6. Game continued with e4 and d5 for black. This is the normal variation of French defense. White continues with knight c3 and c5 was played for Frank Marshall. Computer sees this move as an inaccuracy, but it's not a mistake, of course. Computer recommends playing this bishop on b5 and pinning this white knight. Our game continued with knight f3 for Levitsky and knight c6 for Frank Marshall. E takes on d5, e takes on d5, and now bishop e2 was played for Stefan Levitsky. This is not a mistake, obviously, but computer is suggesting that bishop b5 is the best option for white here. Our game continued with knight f6 and castle for white. Black now plays bishop e7, slowly preparing for a castle, and bishop g5 was played for Levitsky. Castle for black and d takes on c5 was played for black. Now in this situation black decided not to take immediately, but firstly he plays bishop e6. Computer again sees this as an inaccuracy and recommends actually taking this pawn immediately. Of course this is not a mistake. And right now Stefan Levitsky plays knight d4 with the idea to attack this bishop and to trade this knight if possible. Frank Marshall didn't want to trade either piece and he played bishop takes on c5 here, and our game continues with knight takes on e6, removing this dangerous bishop, and f takes on e6. And right now white plays bishop g4 with the idea to attack this weak pawn here. Computer again sees this as an inaccuracy, but this is not a mistake. Computer has some deep calculation and he actually recommends playing king h1 here as the best move. Black now plays queen d6. His idea is to protect this pawn and also to remove himself from this pin here. And our game continued with bishop h3 for white. And right now Frank Marshall plays rook a to e8 and white continues with queen d2 with simple idea to eye up this bishop and to keep it protected. In this moment Frank Marshall decided to play bishop b4 with the idea to pin this knight and to trade this bishop for this knight. White decided to trade as well. He plays bishop takes on f6 and rook takes on f6 for Frank Marshall. And right now in this position white played rook a to d1, which is a mistake by the computer. Not a big mistake, but computer recommends playing a3 here and trying to kick this bishop away. So this is the recommended move. Of course this is not a big mistake. And our game continued with queen c5 for black. White now plays queen e2 and he sets up a small trap, and although looks like this pawn will be hanging, it's actually not. White will be able to return the material. This is what happened in the game. So black continues with bishop takes on c3, b takes on c3 and queen takes on c3 is a small mistake by the computer. Of course this is not a huge mistake. Knight a5 was the best for black according to the computer. And right now this trap I was talking you about is possible with rook takes on d5, which is a really strong move. You cannot take this rook because this rook will fall on e8. That is why game continued with knight d4 attacking this queen, intermezzo move. And right now white makes a blunder here. Unfortunately he plays queen h5. This seems like a completely legit move. You moved your queen and you moved it closer to the enemy king, but it's actually a mistake and I will now show you why. So firstly Frank Marshall plays rook e to f8, right now doubling up these rooks. And right now our game continued with rook e5 for Levitsky and Frank Marshall plays rook h6, which is a completely normal move, right now attacking this queen and preparing an attack on the white king. White continues with queen g5 and we are in a critical part of the position because right now the fun begins, guys. Firstly, Frank Marshall sacrifices the rook here on h3. Unfortunately for white, taking this black rook is not a possibility at all, because after g takes on f3 black has a beautiful royal fork, knight f3 check, and right now this queen will fall or this rook will fall. Black can decide whatever he wants. Of course this game is over after this move, so that is the reason why Stefan Levitsky didn't take this rook, but he played after rook h3, rook c5 here, trying to stay alive. But unfortunately for Stefan Levitsky, black prepared another sacrifice here and it's unbelievable truly. Queen g3 here, After this move, Levitsky decided to resign because there is nothing he can do and save this game. Believe it or not, this queen is attacked by actually 1, 2, 3 pieces, and still black is winning here. I will of course show you how is this possible. After queen g3 and this brilliant sacrifice, the best continuation for white is to actually take this queen with white's queen, of course. Queen takes on g3, then the game continues with knight e2 check. King is forced to go on h1. Knight takes on g3 check. Unfortunately, you cannot take with this pawn, and if you decide to take with this pawn, we have a rook takes on f1 is the checkmate because this rook is undefended. So you cannot do that. You have to move your king on g1. Then black again plays knight e2 check, and after king h1 we simply play rook c3. We are forcing this trade, and after rook takes on c3 and knight takes on c3, black is a clear knight up and he will win this game. Of course, white had other options here. I will show you all of them. After queen g3, white could have played f takes on g3, but after this move we continue with knight e2 check. The king is forced to go on h1, and rook takes on f1 is the checkmate. If after queen g3 white decides to take with his h-pawn, then we finish the game with knight e2 and it's a checkmate. White king doesn't have any free squares to go. Of course, white could have tried after queen g3 with maybe queen e5 with the idea to protect and attack this queen and also to protect this h2 square. Unfortunately, this doesn't work as well because right now after knight e2, if you decide to move your king, we have a checkmate with rook takes on h2 here, and if you decide to take this knight, then we have a checkmate again with queen takes on h2. And this is all I have prepared for this game, guys. Now we will go and check out the chess puzzle. In this position we are playing as black, and white is on the move and he plays knight f5 check. Right now we are in a really difficult position and we need to make a decision. As you can see, this bishop is pinned, this queen is also pinned, and we have a few options here in this position, but our main goal is to keep this position alive. So we will start with firstly obvious option is to move our king, for example on f7. This loses unfortunately because rook takes on g5, and right now if you decide to move your queen, white simply wins with rook g7, and black's position is completely collapsing, so that is the reason why we cannot continue with king f7. So we must check for another option. After knight f5 check, we can maybe sacrifice our rook here and try and check the white king. So after this move, e takes on f5, we can maybe try with queen e8 check, but after king d1 we simply don't have any other possibilities, and this bishop is undefended and he will fall because we cannot protect it. This is also losing for us, even though we sacrificed our rook for the knight. So this leaves us with an only option after knight f5, although it looks counterintuitive and completely wrong to sacrifice your queen for the knight. This is actually the best move. Queen takes on f5. White is now forced to take this bishop. If he doesn't, we can just return our queen here and protect this bishop, and he will be a material down. That is the reason white has to take this with check. We continue with queen takes on g5, bishop takes on g5, and rook takes on g5. And as you can see, this is a really difficult position for white to win, and although we are a material down, this position is drawable and computer evaluates this position as a dead draw. So this was the solution to the puzzle, and lesson from today's chess puzzle is that sometimes those kind of sacrifices are needed, like in this chess position, to continue playing the game. And this was all I prepared for you today. I really hope you enjoyed both the game and the chess puzzle. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments about the game and about the puzzle. And also you are more than welcome to send me your suggestions about the next games I should check out on my channel. Thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it, and we will see each other in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.